Be sure and tell them Large Marge sent ya.
In the 90s, we were just teeny tykes. We liked our movies and our bikes. We wanted to be DJs, but we were just teeny gals. So we went off to college and we remained as pals. 20 years later, we're still watching flicks and we're bringing you the favorite bit by bit. Sweetie and Sweetie are here to say it's the Large Marge Santa's podcast. Hey.
Hey guys, welcome to the Large Marge Santa's podcast, your favorite podcast where two sweetie sisters talk about their favorite flicks from childhood. I'm Sweetie with a Y.
And I'm Sweetie with an IE.
Hey, first episode back!
Wow, guys!
Wow.
Our longest hiatus
Month.
ever.
I'm nervous about it.
Yeah.
Do we still got it? Do we
still
still
got
have it? So,
Yeah, forgive us. We might be a teensy bit roosty as we're coming back at you after our quote-unquote maternity leave. Big news, guys. I had a baby.
what? Oh my God.
We got Sweetie Jr. no longer in my womb. She's in the room next
Yay.
door, sitting on her dad's chest, having a snooze. So there you have it, folks.
That's the miracle of
That's
life.
the miracle of life. Unbelievable. So yeah, we took some time off. Obviously, had to have the baby. Had to adjust to life.
Do baby things.
With a crying baby. Fun fact, guys: babies cry all the time. You know, I thought babies cried like a little bit, and then you'd be like, "Yeah, you're just like holding them, and it's really sweet."
No, it's all the
This
time.
is totally incorrect.
All the time.
Babies cry all of the time, and it's hard. It's hard. I knew motherhood would be hard, but yeah, it's hard.
I believe it.
Yeah, she's been witness.
Well, I just knew it was. I didn't think it was going to be easy, unlike some people
I
I
didn't think it was easy,
know.
but I guess I just have never been around a baby that cried.
Yeah,
not
because
that
we're
my
always
baby
we're like
cries more
visiting
than
the
others.
baby and then we leave.
Exactly.
And then our niece is in Ireland, and
Yeah.
we saw her. Yeah, we babysat her, but she was older, so she didn't cry all the time.
24-hour babies.
It's a different scene.
First couple
It's a
weeks of life.
different sitch.
Yeah, crazy. But we're back. We're ready to roll. I feel good about our ability to do, both in person and, it's kind of silver lining of the pandemic. We had the remote. We pushed into the remote, and we'll be able to rely on that a lot. And so I feel like
We got
that's good too.
options.
So we're back for you guys, and we're ready to record. So, what movie did we do today?
Well,
Schwade?
so I wanted Sweetie. We did baby movies, and now we're moving on to mother-daughter relationship movies. Just kidding. So I thought, well, let me just remind Sweetie how important it is to understand your daughter or mother. And so I picked the classic Freaky Friday. I was going to say the year, not to confuse people.
Oh, okay.
But it's the newer version with Lindsay Lohan.
2003.
2003. Peak Lindsay Lohan hysteria, I suppose. She was like in all the movies at this time. She was very big. She was in, Mean Girls, obviously, Freaky Friday. This one that Sweetie and I love called Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, which is one of my favorite movies, probably. Am I missing another one? I don't know. I think that,
Mean Girls.
Get a Clue or something.
Oh.
Was that her?
And you said
I said Mean Girls, yeah.
Yeah, there might have been. I feel like there's more, but yeah, well deserved. Lindsay Lohan was at the top of her game, and enjoyable. Love all those movies. Really, really great in what she did. Obviously, turned into a bit of a train wreck, but this is a good movie. I like this movie a
Yeah,
lot.
I love this movie.
It makes me very happy to watch it. It is, like I said, 2003. You're talking about like early 2000s, which, like, come on, everyone, that was the best time of our lives. No
Oh my God, it's so good.
Okay, best time of our lives.
Our lives.
In this generation that we were in. I had graduated high school. I was in my second year of college, I guess. Sweetie was in middle of high school, living the dream.
Living the dream.
Yep.
Pretty much.
And it was, boy bands, Britney Spears, that era, MTV, like TRL. It was all
the
pop
stuff.
all the
Yeah.
time. Happy times, right?
Yeah.
And this movie really fits. Remake.
Remake of, well, I mean, all of these body swapping movies, I guess, in some way, like, reference each other. So, like, I'll call it a soft remake to vice versa. But really a remake to the Jodie Foster classic, Freaky Friday.
Right.
Also called Freaky Friday.
From the 70s, also Disney. So this was like a reboot kind of that Disney did. They also did a TV movie with Shelley Long and Gabby Hoffman, I guess. So they just couldn't get enough of the freak.
You know, loving the body swaps. It's a huge, huge thing, right? It's
I
all the
love
rage.
body swaps.
Yeah.
I never get sick of them. We've
Yep.
done a couple on the podcast, as Sweetie just said, vice versa.
Is our favorite movie.
Yeah, so good. If you haven't, that's like one of the when we had our never forget Savage September,
Savage
guys.
September.
Our first season of the podcast. What a brilliant month we had covering the Fred Savage movies, and that was one of them.
Classics. Yep.
So we did that one. Sweetie's Choice a couple episodes ago. Well, probably more than that now. Wish Upon a Star.
Oh my God, I love Wish Upon a Star. So good. I keep getting mixed up with like, and then there's movies like Model Behavior, which like aren't body swapping, but you're changing lives. Like you're like Prince and a Pauper kind of situation, kind of thing too. I feel like fits in this camp. But yeah, great. Always a good story with these. But Freaky Friday, very touching. Very touching. I cried. I wept.
Yeah,
I wept.
It's sweet, and especially the dynamic where you're talking about a mother-daughter or father-son switching, because you know the kid always, you know, they always have a bad relationship, and by the end they body swapping
each other.
yes has come to make them understand each other, and this one's really definitely sweet at the end. We'll talk about it. So who's in this movie? LL, Lindsay Lohan, as we already said.
Jamie Lee Curtis, Scream Queen
Love
herself.
that bitch.
Jamie, wow, what is there to say about Jamie? So I'm a little conflicted because I feel like she's a little over the top in this as she's pretending to be her daughter. But still love that bitch. A lot of really good moments here.
I agree. Love that bitch, but I think overacted for sure.
Just like a smidge. Yeah,
just-
smidge and
just
a half, you know?
Just dialed it up like
It's just
one,
like the volume was too high.
one
or
too
something.
many 16-year-old notches, I guess.
Yeah.
But she's fabulous.
Yeah.
Hot Man of the Moment, 2003.
Oh, Chad.
Michael Murray. 3-name boy actor. Was he in a lot of Disney original movies or something? Or like what was the deal with him?
He was on One Tree Hill.
Right. But after this or before or during?
This was during or before. Yeah.
So I looked him up because I was like, where's CMM now? CMM does almost exclusively Hallmark movies.
Wow. Go Chad.
Him and like the girl from Wonder Years.
They're
who
probably
played Winnie.
lucrative.
Oh my God. They're in like all of
That's
the
funny.
like Love at Christmas.
Well,
and,
it's
like, Love
obviously
at the
a
Pet
sequel.
Store.
It's obviously a sequel, and they're following their story. They made it.
No, I think they're different ones.
What?
Yeah. That's how crazy the Hallmark movies are. I haven't watched one. I don't know.
Jeez.
Mark Harmon is the really sweet, soon to be stepdad in this movie who's just trying to keep things together.
Guy from NCIS, right?
Yes, I always have a crush on him.
Really?
I find him very attractive.
Huh. I think he's just okay.
I think he's really sweet.
I'm just kind of like, eh.
We should do this movie Summer School, which he's in.
Oh, yeah, he's the teacher.
He's the teacher.
Oh,
yeah, really good 80s movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
Always on TV, I feel
remember
like. Pretty good.
It was like that movie and Loverboy were like always on TV in the summer.
Yes.
Loverboy, tragically, can't get it to stream, so
Yep.
we're going to have to find out a DVD situation. Maybe one of our fans owns it. Let us know.
Yep. Let us know.
Anyone else in this movie that we should mention?
Stephen
Oh my God,
Tobolowsky.
Stephen Tobolowsky, character actor extraordinaire. He plays this like asshole teacher who has a weird grudge against Lindsay Lohan's character and her mother. Also, our other favorite cameo queen, fucking Mary, whoever. What's her
Goonies
name?
mom.
Goonies mom.
Yeah.
Trainer, Mary
Yeah.
Ellen Trainer.
That sounds right.
Not to be confused with Megan Trainor. Oh my gosh. So she's like one of the mom's patients in this because the mom's a psychiatrist. But like, God, is that woman not? I mean, she's in every movie.
Yeah.
She's probably done. If we like made a list of all the people who are in all the movies we've covered, she's probably in the most of them.
Yep. Yeah. And I think she passed away
I
kind of
know.
shortly after this, maybe. But yeah, she's a gem.
Yeah.
And just randomly, the grandfather, because it was bugging me when we were watching this, is an actor by the name of Harold Gould, but he's in The Sting, if you've ever seen that movie, which I only saw recently. It's very good. Old movie, Paul Newman, Robert Redford at their hottest, let's be honest. Very good. He's in that. So old, like, yeah.
Oh,
old
wow.
70s, 60s, 70s
Oh,
actor.
I don't know what her name is, but the lead singer in the band is from the Disney original movie Brink,
Right.
which was one of my
That's what
faves.
I thought Chad Murray was in.
No, yeah, that was the girl, Christina Vidal.
Yeah.
She's cool. Love her. Love that bitch. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Cool little cast.
Cool cast.
All right, I guess we can start it up. Anything else to say before we launch into this? What will maybe be a bad synopsis, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think
I'm
we watched
rusty.
this movie 2 weeks ago, so
Yeah.
maybe a week ago.
Whoops.
So it's been a while, but we've seen it a billion times.
Sure,
so
that's
hopefully
true.
it'll be good. All right, time for the sweetie synopsis. Yeah,
Sweeties.
I did not
Oh
have a quote. I
no.
did not write it down.
You're it. You're the ultimate you. Guitar solo. Anna Coleman. Dun, dun.
Yeah, impressive soundtrack with this.
So good.
Loved it. And I love a good, Lindsay Lohan could sing. I mean, she tried that one song, which was terrible.
I'm sick of all these. It's like rumors or something.
Rumors are so bad.
She's just
And-
like, listen, I think she doesn't have like an impressive voice. She has a similar
Yeah.
to myself, a
Right.
very mediocre, fine
Great.
voice.
But it works with these fun
Yeah.
little, like, happy little songs. And in this, and then in, she saves the day in Mean Girls when she sings, right?
Oh, right.
And then in Teenage Drama Queen,
Yeah, she's like in a show.
she sings a bunch
Yeah,
too, right?
in a
Yeah.
musical.
So I enjoy it anyway.
She's it. She's the ultimate,
She's the ultimate.
The ultimate you.
Wait, what's the one that's like dun, dun, dun,
Yeah.
dun, 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 dun,
Yeah.
Get out,
Get out. You so what? So what?
like that
So what? So what? Yeah, that one's so good. You can't stream that.
I wanna
For some
let
reason.
out. I wanna that.
Take me away. So good. But you can't stream it. I don't know why. What the fuck? Anyways. Okay. Anna Coleman is evidently a 50. I looked it up on IMDb
Okay, it's
to
like,
refresh
wow.
myself.
Didn't remember my
Is
ass.
a 15-year-old high school sophomore, I suppose, who has a cool, like, emo pop punk band, whatever genre of music that is, with her
Called
girlfriends.
Pink Slips.
Called Pink Slip.
The Pink Slip.
No, just Pink Slip.
Oh. It's not the Pink Slips?
No. Pink Slip.
But what does that have to do with getting
know.
laid off? That's what a pink slip is.
or like wearing a pink slip under your dress
thought
because
it
they're girls.
was like
and
a
cool.
job reference, and I'm like, wait, they
I
haven't
don't
had jobs
think
yet?
so. I think it's like the lingerie slip was my guess, but I don't know.
okay.
There's also boys in this band, so somehow, I think the girls rule, and are in charge of the decisions. Clearly, anyways, Anna, living the dream. She's like a cool punk rock chick. She has a mom. Her mom is getting married to a gentleman named Ryan, I think. In a couple days is like the big thing. And then she has a younger brother who they're like always at each other's throats, kind of like younger brother, older sister relationship. So Anna and her mother, Tess, don't really get along. We gathered probably they did at one time, but a few things happened. Number one, Anna went through puberty and became a teenager, so like lost cause pretty much. And then number two, the dad passed away a couple years ago. And I gathered that Anna was quite close to the father, and he obviously taught her like how to play guitar and like fun stuff like that. So she obviously had like quite a bond with him. So as Sweetie and I know, when your father dies and your mother starts dating someone else, it's a little weird. Yeah. It's a little uncomfortable. I can't imagine actually being a 15-year-old teenager when that was happening.
Yeah.
That would have been a nightmare. We were older, so we were like supposedly mature.
Yeah, had our own lives. It wasn't like a replacement
Right.
dad.
But there's a lot of tension. There's a lot of fighting, a lot of screaming. Anna's like very dramatic, I would say, is like her go-to
I also
move.
feel like they're different in personalities. Not that like you're ever, maybe the same things as your mom, but like Anna doesn't really like school. She is very messy. The mom is a psychiatrist. She's very smart. She believes in like school. She's very neat. She's
organized.
Very organized. So they're very opposite ends of the spectrum as well. And she just wants her to be more like her. The mom wants, you have a daughter. You're like, she's going to be just like me. This is a lesson I should probably listen to. My daughter's not going to be just like me.
And Anna's like, I just want her to accept me for who I am and not make me into someone I'm not. Which is like, valid, Anna, valid. So the big drama here is that Anna's band, Pink Slip, has been invited to audition at the House of Blues in the Wango Tango auditions, whatever that is. And it's a big deal, and it's huge. Only problem is it's Friday night, which is during the rehearsal dinner for her mom and Ryan's wedding. If you know anything about rehearsal dinners, they're pretty important. However, this is LA or whatever, so everything's like pretty close by to each other, I guess. So apparently House of Blues is right down the street from where they're having the rehearsal dinner. Seems like it should be a breeze. However, Tess is like, no, you cannot go to that audition. So conflict.
Which, like, granted, I understand that.
But if you're just popping in and out, like, okay, we go for the song, I come right back.
It didn't seem like that. It seemed like she's like, I'm not coming to the rehearsal dinner at all. I'm just going to this.
I think, that was the
they
idea.
could have worked it out.
They could have spun it.
Yep. Definitely.
I think I'm disappointed.
Yeah.
But
logistics could have happened.
But instead they're just mad at each other. So they go to this Chinese food restaurant the night before the rehearsal dinner, so Thursday night. And the older woman, Chinese woman who her daughter kind of like runs the show, but like she's kind of like in the background. She notices Tess and Anna like fighting, and so she's like, ooh. So she comes over and interrupts their like awkward fight in the bathroom hallway and is like, have this fortune cookie. And they're like, what the fuck?
Not even in the dining room.
Right. This is like in the bathroom hallway to the side. And they're like, okay. So they take the cookie. They like keep fighting, whatever. And then they're like, fight, bye. And then they like both go in separate bathrooms. And they're like, glad that fight's over. I can finally open this fortune cookie I have. And they both like open it. And they read the fortune, and it's like some like rhyming thing that's like a thing of blah 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 blah, basically saying everything that's about to happen to them and how they can undo it. So they're like, oh, that's weird. And then this like weird earthquake kind of happens, and so they're a little bit spooked. So they hug, and then they go out. They're like, wow, guys, did you feel that earthquake? And everybody's like, what? No, there wasn't an earthquake. So only they felt it, which you're like, suspicious. So as usual in body swapping movies, the actual body swapping does not happen. It's not body swapping. I guess it's like conscious swapping if we really think about it. But it always happens like that night. It's never instantaneous to that day.
In the old Freaky Friday it is.
Oh my God. Well, I mean, that makes more sense. That has always bugged me the most about these body swap movies is that like they wake up the person, but then like when it's ready to time to change back, it happens immediately.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't get it. But whatever. So next morning, they wake up in each other's bodies. Tess wakes up first as Lindsay Lohan's character, Anna. It's like a funny, inner monologue of like, that's not my butt. It's too firm and perky. And like, ha, 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 old people jokes. And then she wakes up Anna, who's in Tessa's body and her body. And so there's that whole like struggle of trying to understand what's happening. They try to like run into each other to like knock back into each other. I don't know. It doesn't work. So they're like, fuck, what do we do? So, I mean, desperate situation, right? Because like you don't want to tell anyone because you'll probably be committed to a mental institution. Tess is a psychiatrist, so she knows that better than anyone. Mm-hmm. So the perfect solution is just to like get on with life. So Tess has to go to school and Anna has to be a psychiatrist, which seems very not cool. Like
that's tough.
I think that's a hard sell.
Yeah, that's when you don't go to work.
I mean, like take a sick day. Apparently, she can't take a sick day because she has this one patient, Evan, who comes every day. Oh, we forgot to mention this.
Oh yeah,
Evan is Stanford Blatch from Sex and the City, and he's just like. I don't know what he has, but like he's just there every day. He's like very insecure.
So she has to see him.
But she's like made plans to have her colleague like fill in for her when she's on her honeymoon. Yeah. So it's like just take a fucking sick day or like call him on the phone.
Right.
And like walk Anna through what she's supposed to say. Like there's other solutions,
Mom.
That was crazy. But whatever. So they go through with it, and there's a bunch of like funny things that happen as they are each other. So we don't tell all of them, but the biggest thing is that Anna has a crush on Chad Michael Murray, who's like this cool guy at school. And Tess does not like him because he's a cool guy who plays music, and she's like, oh, no.
Rides a motorcycle.
Yeah. And so she has like preconceived notions about him, so that's like a whole drama thing. Meanwhile, Tess has forgotten that she was booked on a talk show, so she has to go. Anna has to go on that talk show as Tess. Yeah. Kills it. It like is herself and is just like saying all these funny things and like crowd surfing. She's basically started like this was before social media movements, I guess, but like it would have been a viral campaign, basically. Let's say that.
Right.
So in that process, Chad Michael Murray comes to have a weird crush on the mom, who's actually Anna. So it's like he's obviously in love with her personality, because now he's kind of mean to Anna, who is Tess, because she's too like prim and proper and like very like, oh, matter of fact, and you know, like he's not into that.
Yeah.
So now he's kind of after the mom. So meanwhile, Anna's friends have decided they're going to kidnap her at the rehearsal dinner and make her go to the House of Blues Wango Tango auditions. At this point, there's a lot of like uncomfortable things because Anna as Tess is being like, Ryan, you don't care anything about Anna's music and her life. And he's like, what the fuck?
Well, in general, the dynamic with Ryan is very uncomfortable because
Yes.
obviously they are in love. They're a day before their wedding. He's trying to kiss her all the time. It's really Anna. He's holding her hand, and she's acting so cold to him. Meanwhile, it's the day before, like,
Yeah, he's like, do you still want to marry me?
Yeah, so like that's really uncomfortable, and there's no way around that. Like we said, like okay, you could call in sick for work, you can call in sick for school, but how do you like? You can't just like not see your fiance like 2 days before your wedding. So
Right.
that part was kind of tough to watch.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for that guy.
Yeah.
I was like, ugh.
But he lays it out. He's like,
yeah.
listen, I care about this family. I care about
That's why
Anna.
he's so sweet.
Yeah. And so he lets Anna go to the audition and then makes Tess go too. So perfect. Great. No one is thinking like, how is Tess going to play guitar as Anna? Like Anna has this like guitar solo. It's a pretty big deal. Like, how is this going to happen? Nobody thinks this through. So they go to the Wango Tango auditions. It's hard to describe like who we're talking about, but Tess as Anna goes in the balcony. Anna as Tess goes in the balcony. I don't know why you go in the balcony. Like, be closer. Like, always be backstage. I don't know. So, obviously, Tess does not know what to do. She doesn't know how to play the guitar. It's awful. It's like she's plugged into the amp and like I just don't know what Anna thought was going to happen. Like, hello, we need a plan here.
Yeah, and like there's no point of her being there if she's just on stage not doing anything. I mean, it's just like she had to like fool her friends.
Yeah. It was weird.
Which
And the audience, which is like, okay, bogus. Yeah. So finally, Anna as Tess goes backstage and is like, it's all right, I unplugged you. Like, just go out there and fake it. And so she kind of does, and she's like, does these like dorky, like rock star kind of like moves that are like cute, but like pretty funny. Yeah. And she's like, it's like she is playing a toy guitar in a way, just like la 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 la, like pretty funny. But then it's time for Anna's big solo. So at this point, it's like, what's gonna happen? Don't worry. Anna comes in on the secret guitar backstage, hooked up to an amp, and plays over, so it seems like Anna's playing the solo.
We're at this point her friends like, what's going on?
So that's my question. It's like after this whole thing, they basically win or whatever. So they like win the audition. I'm really shocked nobody else was backstage, or that no one else in the band was like, hey, so like, was that your mom playing for you? Or like the guy who runs Wango Tango was like, hey guys, like, so listen, you won the contest, but turns out you cheated because your mom was playing instead, so you can't have the audition.
I mean, like, it didn't look like she was playing at all.
It was crazy.
Her, like,
yeah.
guitar.
I would, if I was another band, I would have thrown a goddamn fit and been like, this is wrong. But anyway, so great news all around. Tess found it thrilling to be up on stage and
understood.
and respected and understood why Anna likes that so much. So boom, cool. So they run back to the rehearsal dinner, and then Tess realizes that like they're not going to change back tonight, so she has to tell Anna that she needs to tell Ryan that she's not going to marry him as Tess. So
Postpone the wedding.
right, or like postpone the wedding. Can't marry him now. And so Anna's like, okay, I know what to do. So as Tess, she makes a speech that's super sweet and is basically like phrasing it as like, today I learned that Anna, but really it's just like her Anna telling what she feels. Yeah. So it's cute. But she says like, yeah, we had a bad thing happen. Like our dad died. He was a really great dad. But Ryan came along and I was happy again. And so then Anna finally realizes that like Ryan is important because he makes her mom happy and her mom's happy, and that's really the most important thing. And so boom, they understand each other, and that was like the final riddle of the fortune cookie. So then they swap back immediately again, and this time everybody feels the earthquake,
Right.
I guess because they're in the presence of the other people. But so then they're back, and then back to normal, and then everything's good. The Jake thing, that's Chad Michael Murray's character, that all blows over barely. I mean, it was touch and go. He was really obsessed with Jamie Lee Curtis. Yeah. It was awkward.
But then he like sees Anna play terribly at the Wango Tango, and then suddenly turns back into liking her.
Oh my God, I love her.
Make sense.
He is wishy-washy as fuck. He needs to get a fucking
He's a
opinion.
weirdo.
I'm sure he's confused because, yes, it is the same person. They've just swapped bodies. Sure, I'll give you that. But he's a strange character.
Yeah.
But he and Anna end up together. Anna plays at her mom's wedding. She dances with Jake, and then they sing one more song like at the wedding in these like dope gowns, which I'm like obsessed with. I'm obsessed with like girls playing guitar in gowns, and barefoot.
Yeah,
like I just thought that was really cool.
That'd be a really good look for a band.
Yeah, I'm into it. I'm fucking into it. But yeah, everything's cool. And that's it. And that's the end. Lesson learned. Respect and understand each other.
Yeah.
Yes, there's a lot in there, obviously, that we didn't talk about. But, it's my first synopsis back after a while. So, like, I'm a little rusty. But, yeah. So, I guess, what do we need to talk about first?
Well, here's what I'm going to talk about. I don't like and I think it only happens in this one. Maybe not in the others. That, in this case, the two women, they swap bodies and immediately give that new body they're in a makeover. I feel very uncomfortable about that.
I know. It's not
Why would you be messing with
your
someone
body.
else's body?
Yeah.
So in this case, the Lindsay Lohan character, the mom's inside her, just basically makes her wear like button-down shirts and khakis and takes like the gross dreadlock out of her hair and wears it in like an updo. Now, Lindsay Lohan inside the Jamie Lee Curtis body gives her a complete makeover, cuts her hair in this very short style, dresses her in these like crazy closings, gives her earrings, like cartilage piercings.
She goes over the top.
Yeah, that's
crazy teenager
uncalled
stuff.
for.
Yeah.
Don't do permanent
She's-
stuff to the body that isn't yours.
Right. And part of it is that like she can't get that done as herself. So she's like, well, now I have this money. I'm just going to do it. So yeah, that was kind of like, whoa.
And it did feel like Anna was kind of like, not like ruining her mom's life, but that was like quite a departure for her to be like being so zany and I would say looking different and whatever. Whereas when the mom is Lindsay Lohan, she's just like smart. She pays attention in school.
But Anna did too. And like, that was the thing that like Anna
she was smart.
It was just that teacher was like purposely failing her for like no reason other than the mom turned him down in high school, which is like super shady and is pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anna was smart. She just like liked music. I mean, you have to be smart to be a musician. I'm sorry. There's no other way around it. I tried learning the piano. It's hard. So yeah.
I mean, she was just bored. Obviously, high school is and like that kind of level.
She is
of
very
academics
dramatic.
Is not like for everybody.
She's very
but-
dramatic. She like is always like, I will kill myself. Like if something doesn't go
Right.
her way.
But she's a teenager, and you do feel like the world is like against you when you're a teenager, including your parents, in a lot of ways. So I think they got that dynamic pretty spot on.
Sure. Yeah. And I think that, I mean, while Lindsay Lohan is very dramatic as herself, as her character Anna, Jamie Lee Curtis is just like too dramatic. Like, just takes it over the top, like we said. Or, like, her voice is too high-pitched or something when she's being Anna. So it just comes off as really immature. Much more immature than when Lindsay Lohan was being dramatic and annoying.
And also, it was too much, like, dude. Too much duding,
like,
you know?
Okay,
like,
dude. Yeah, I don't remember Lindsay Lohan saying
neither.
dude
No.
ever. So, I don't know.
And we said this when we did Vice Versa. Now, in that one, Fred Savage is a little bit younger. He's in elementary school, I think, right?
Or, yeah.
And so Judge Reinhold played him as like a dummy. Like, he played Charlie. Like, Charlie was, Judge Reinhold ended up playing him. Like, remember, he was just acting like an idiot.
Also, too, it's
and
hard.
Charlie was like a smart kid.
Yeah.
So that just like didn't seem to fit. So the adult version, I think, is definitely harder to do. The kid and the adult, whoever the adult is, to dumb down, if you will.
But and we always bring this up, and though it's not a straight body swapping movie, in Big, Tom Hanks kind of has to do that, where he has to like be his younger self character in this older body. And I feel like he embodied that younger character, that younger actor really well, who played him. Like, it was just like very subtle. So,
but when he needed to be, like when he's very scared, remember he was like crying and he's like, I want my mom, but he does it in a very like subtle or like nuanced way.
Because he's Tom Hanks.
I believe
and
he had an Oscar nomination for that role. So
it's Tom Hanks.
Just
no big deal.
Yeah. If anyone's gonna do it right, it's gonna be
but still love Jamie, and she has some good moments. I do always get chills when she picks up the guitar and does the guitar solo for Anna at the Wanko Tango auditions. I always love that. I love what else do I love? I do love when she's in the taking the psychiatrist appointments. I do think she did a pretty good job with that, where she's just like very scared and like, what do you know, like that kind of thing. So
gives good advice.
It was good advice to the mom who's like, I read my daughter's diary. She's like, ew. Yeah. So that was pretty good. But yeah, I think Lindsay Lohan did a really good job as playing this Jamie Lee Curtis older, like stuck up, snotty kind of like character. I thought that was funny, and like she just had a lot of good like talking to her friends, pretending to be Anna but actually Tess. Like, that was good. So yeah, definitely some good moments for sure. Let's see, what do I have?
Did you know that the original cast for this was Michelle Trachtenberg as Anna and Annette Bening as Tess?
Oh, Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Maybe could have seen it, but glad it didn't turn out that way. What else? What do you think about the use of the fortune cookie in the Chinese restaurant in this?
Yeah, it made me uncomfortable. So obviously, I mean, this is 2003, where we were like still really understanding racism. We still are today in 2021 or whatever year it is. But it's very interesting that, and this was similar, I guess, to Vice Versa, where you have this like mystical East Asian magic is responsible for the body swap. And Sweetie tells me there is no real magic in the original one. It's just because it's Freaky Friday.
Yeah, they
Which
just say,
is that Friday
I wish
the 13th?
I was the other person. And
why
then
is it Freaky Friday?
Happens.
What makes it a Freaky Friday? Oh my God, could we have swapped bodies if we tried this?
Right.
Probably.
Apparently, all you have to say is like, I want to be the other person.
So like, I prefer that, because I hate. I hate a couple of things about that Chinese subplot. Which, number one, is that they make those great actors and actresses be this off the boat like Chinese character.
Both
and
those
that
actresses
woman,
were in the Joy Luck Club.
I know.
If you noticed.
Well, I did know that, because the main woman is one of my like in the Joy Luck Club, which I would say we should cover, but also is like about like mother-daughter relationships. And I'm like, not trying to peg you with all these like distressing stories about having babies and raising children, but like she's so good in that. And so it just really bothered me that she was like putting on that accent. And like, you don't know if that was her choice or like the I'm assuming it was the producers or the studio's choice to be like
uncomfortably hammed up. It felt like we almost like a 1940s 50s movie, I don't know, where they have these like
Mickey
really,
Rooney as a
Breakfast at Tiffany's
Asian
like,
person, like what
hammed up Chinese accents, like very, very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And
Yes, I just wish that was just not
Yeah.
part of it, and that it was just like some random thing that happened.
Right.
And then so that's how I feel. That's what I feel about it, and that's that.
Yeah. Agreed. Okay. So as Sweetie said, I watched the 70s version, which came highly recommended by one of our fans. So gave a look to it today as I'm on maternity leave and nothing else to do. Baby was napping. Let's watch it. We have Disney Plus, right? So all that stuff is there. Adorable movie. So 70s, it will make your head explode. It's awesome. The fashion, like the cars, just the feel of it is great. Jodie Foster is adorable in it, so she's Annabelle is the character. Sporty little girl, and plays field hockey and is a champion water skier.
Oh my God.
The mom is very glamorous.
Just a
She has
housewife.
this like great, she's a housewife. She's like glamorous hair, cat eye, eyeliner, fake eyelashes. So they make this swap, as I said, just they're like fighting one day and they on Freaky Friday, and they make the swap, and then they have to kind of do, what the other person does. So kind of similar thing in that, like with the concert for this one, like Annabelle has a big field hockey game, so she's like the star player, and the mom isn't athletic at all, and she has to like go in there and try to like win the game, and she actually ends up putting the ball into the other team's goal.
Oh my God.
and like loses the game.
Oh no.
There's a similar like little brother dynamic where there's this little brother that she's always fighting with, and then once she's in the mom's body, she realizes the little brother like loves her. Oh, this is a part we skipped from the Freaky Friday new one. So the little brother, they fight constantly, and he's like a pretty mature like 6 or 7 year old, I feel like, but they are at each other's throats. And once Anna is in the mom's body, like she goes to like a parent teacher conference, and the little brother had written an essay about his big sister and how much he like loved her and how great she was. Oh my God.
It was real
so
sweet.
Sweet.
Real
so this one
sweet.
is the same thing where the little brother's like, I like love my sister. And the, Jodie Foster in the mom body is like, what? Like, I thought you hated her. And she really figures out like how much the little brother just thinks she's the greatest thing.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
Cute movie. The other people in it are John Astin is the dad, that actor.
Yeah, Sean Astin's.
With usually has a mustache.
Sean Astin's stepdad?
Yes, Sean Astin's stepdad. I didn't recognize the mom character, but this character, one of the field hockey coaches, it was this woman with this like very distinctive voice and like very expressive face, and I'm like, oh my God, who is that woman? Like driving me nuts. She was Screech's mom.
Oh yeah.
On the Elvis episode,
Yeah,
or when they
yep,
break the
yep.
Elvis statue.
Yeah.
Also, like frequently on Ruthie on Sesame Street. So that was funny. And then someone else. Oh, and then so Disney does this thing where in that movie, the Chad Michael Murray person is this character named Boris, and he's like really cute. Again, he like falls in love with the mom, who's actually Annabelle on the inside. And they have that actor appear in the Freaky Friday Lindsay Lohan one with the same name. He's like a delivery man, or he's the FedEx guy. His name's Boris. It's like on his name tag, and it's the same actor.
Wow.
So that's cute.
Cute.
Yeah.
Cute.
So yeah, really cute. If you have an afternoon just to kind of check out some old movie, it's great. You won't believe how young Jodie Foster is, but she's like adorable in it.
Yeah. Maybe I'll watch it. Who knows? My question was, what would be your reaction if your mom removed your door from your bedroom?
Yeah, that just seems like a lot of work. And yeah, I'd flip out. I mean, what was that in regards to? What was the punishment?
Because
The
she found
garage?
out she had got detention twice.
Oh, yeah.
In one day.
Yeah.
Which, like, again, if you understood like what happened,
Well, she should have asked her.
right? I mean, she tried to tell her, but like she doesn't realize it until she goes to school and like sees school through Anna's lens. But yeah, that was pretty.
Well, I love and the stepdad Ryan, when they're at the Chinese food restaurant, he like whispers to Anna. He's like, The door is behind, like, in the hallway
stairs,
behind
yeah.
the staircase. What is she going to do with that information? Gonna
I don't know.
back on
call
herself?
the drummer in Pink Slip, and he can put it in. I don't know. She can do it. She's
It was
she's an
funny.
able-bodied lass. I liked. My favorite part is my least favorite part is when Chad Michael Murray is being like a super creeper and like trying to get
I
after
put
the
in my
mom.
notes, Jake, super cougar stalker.
Oh my god, he's very normal when you first meet him, and he's like your typical cool guy. At some point, he takes a hard right to being a psychotic guy
Cougar
obsessed
stalker.
with the cougar, and he's to the point where he's. First of all, they go to this coffee shop and they're like,
That
"Oh,
is my least
the
favorite part.
classic cover by Bowling for Soup of Britney Spears' "Baby One More Time" comes on," and they're like, "Oh my god, I love this cover. It's a classic. It's not a classic." So then they're both singing that song. And it's really embarrassing. As if that wasn't embarrassing enough, Jake comes back and like sings that song outside the window, "Say Anything" style, like "My Loneliness." So he's like. And he's like, his like voice is breaking when he's singing it. It's so embarrassing.
God.
It's probably the most embarrassing, most embarrassed I've ever been.
What did he think was
Pretty
going to
much.
happen?
But like, and then like, what's that relationship with like that relationship, like the rest of their time together? Like, hey, remember when I was, and like, luckily Tess, the real Tess, doesn't know that how creepy things got with him. But I bet poor Jake is like thinking about that all the time whenever he's at Anna's house, if they make it.
Real Tess did, because she like comes out of the house and like pushes him against the tree. Remember? And she's like, "You gotta leave my mom alone."
Yeah, but she wasn't. She wasn't with them at the, like, the coffee shop when like it seemed like they were gonna kiss. I don't think she even knew that he came to the
And they
rehearsal
rode the
dinner.
motorcycle.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was Anna as Tess. So very, very interesting relationship. Did they make it? I don't know. Guy seems like a loser.
Yeah.
Like, what is up with him?
That
I
was
don't
just
know.
a flash in the pan high school crush.
Apparently,
thing.
yeah. Good band though. I hope they make it because I really enjoy that song. Like I said, it's really good. All three of the girls play guitar, which is like that's a lot of guitars. I feel like we don't need 3 guitars.
Yeah, well, I guess one is like rhythm. There's the bass, and then there's the
No, the
other
bass is
guitar.
a whole different guitar.
No, I know bass, but there's 2 guitars usually in any band.
Yeah, but not 3. 3 and a bass. That's excessive.
Oh, I
Because
thought one was a bass.
all 3 girls played the guitars. That guy played the bass, and then the other guy played the
Maybe they
drums.
play different parts. I don't know.
I don't know
how bands
I don't
work.
know, but it is cool being a girl and like seeing this movie and like seeing girls as rock stars. I thought was very cool when I was little. Not that I was like super little, but like it really moved me, and it still does. I still get like a strong sense of like yes, and it makes me happy. So I do like that part best.
Did we see this in the movie theater? Kind of feels like
Maybe
it.
with
Yeah.
like Robin.
Yeah,
I feel like
think
Robin
we
was there.
did. I
Yeah,
think we were excited about it.
yeah, I loved it.
I know. Yeah,
It's a great movie, so
It's good.
rewatch it again if you haven't seen it in a while. It's very sweet. Like I said, I cried. I always cry when Anna gives the speech at the end and like says the thing about the dad. He's like, because no one could ever please her dad because he was a really great dad. Her voice like breaks, and I just like I can't handle it. It's so cute, but yeah, super cute movie.
Super.
Anything we're missing?
super cute. No, I don't think so.
They try to do like a half-assed like almost sequel like baiting at the end where they make like the grandpa and the brother like also
that
have
did
a fortune
happen. I
cookie
missed that
incident
in-
almost.
Oh, I
But
thought
then
it
she
did
like
happen.
the woman comes and is like, "Mama, no," and like gets it out of the hand. But
Now
so
that's
like
the movie I'm here for. Switching into an old person.
what's so weird about that is that like the grandpa, I always thought he lived with them, but he's just coming for the wedding, and he seems to be in very good like spirits when he arrives and is like very sweet to the little son. But then they have this like weird like yelling relationship seconds later. It's like, "Why are you little?" and he like goes after him. I'm like, that's not the kind of relationship I thought they had.
Yeah.
So it seemed like they were putting that on for this like weird setup for a sequel at the end, which like nobody cares about the grandpa and the
Hey, I'm
son.
here
No
for
one
that movie.
knows.
I just said that would be cool. What is that dynamic switching into an older person's body?
I don't know.
Is there any sort of conflict
Yeah,
there?
you're right. We don't have enough movies like that.
Right.
That would be funny. Good one, sweetie. Put it in the book. Put
I
it
just
in
thought of
the
another
idea book.
Movie body swap that I haven't seen.
Yeah.
The one apparently there's one with Matthew Perry and
21 again.
Yeah.
17 again.
Yeah.
I saw that in the movie theater too.
Oh, what was that?
When? It was.
How was it?
Oh, I remember enjoying it at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, because that's like father-son one. What about, here's one that could be done. What if you did like different genders? So you did daughter, father.
Right, but then is that like icky?
Yeah.
Because it's like, ew, I need to like see. Because of course, I'm like a twisted person, and like all I think about in these body swap movies is like, would you like investigate the person's like naked body and be like, oh, this is what it like? No, but like you kind of have to, because like you have to like go to the bathroom and like take a shower, so like you can't like avoid looking at yourself naked. I don't know. It's just,
and they always do. I mean, to make sure it's not icky, like they always make the parents like single parents, so you don't have to have that dynamic of you having to like kiss your dad or mom.
Yeah, except here where like you do.
But at least she wasn't related.
Right, it was a stepdad.
Yeah.
Right, that's a good point. Really good.
Like
point.
they get away with that, because that I think would be, I would say, the worst thing about the body swapping thing.
It'd be too icky. I mean, I would try to tell them at that point and be like, I'll prove it to you.
I'm
like, ask me something only your daughter would know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure in the 70s when I just watched, she does tell her friends that, hey, I body swapped with my mom or something.
Cool.
Yeah.
They believed it.
And they didn't believe her.
Oh, okay. There you go. That's what happens.
Yeah. So no one.
Lesson
no
learned.
one believes
Lesson
you.
learned.
But yeah, so check out all the other body swap movies. As we said, please check out Vice Versa. I feel like not enough people have seen that movie. It's hilarious.
Yeah. And great soundtrack. They do a lot of like the old fusing with new. So they do a lot of like covers. So usually like some, I don't know, old or older song, and then they like fuse it with this like punk kind of like theme that they're putting through. I enjoyed it, but the best song's not on it. So what is even the point? You know, what's the point? Christina Vidal, why can't we listen to your song? Why? It's so good. I love it so much. I'm glad you won the Wango Tango auditions. Love you. All right. Anything else?
No.
Okay. All right. Well, we survived.
We did it.
Gotta tend to Ronnie. Because, you know, she's a baby. But thanks for listening. If you want to talk about...
Good to be back.
Yeah, if you want to talk about Freaky Friday, come find us on Twitter at The Sweetie Club or on Instagram at Large Marge Santos. Thank you, as always, for listening. Bye. Bye. Jake, rape artist.
Chad Michael Murray.
Definitely a rape artist.